everybody. Welcome back to Diving into Mobility with Dillon. We, of course, have Amber Lee, who you've met plenty of times before, but we have our brand new guest, our antenna man, Mark Frazier, with one of our partners from Taoglas.
Thanks, Dylan. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on here with you guys. So Taoglas is really, our goal is kind of to disrupt the market. I work inside Taoglas as basically a startup inside of a $100 million company. So we are out there trying to figure out what partners like CTS needs and fulfill that need, and just really, like I said, just disrupt the market. So
awesome, man. So, Amber, what do we have for our fun question of the day? It better be cool.
Okay, the question that I hope is cool now is, what's a piece of advice that you still carry with you today and that you live by maybe and take it with your career or your day-to-day?
I've kind of got this one because it's something that I kind of have to remind myself every day. The first one is, make your word impeccable. So if you say you're going to do something, do everything in your power to make sure that it gets done. And the second thing would be, don't take anything personal and try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I like it. I've probably got two. One, a personal one, is to have a friend. You have to be a friend. So same thing goes for business. To be a good partner, you got to be a good partner to them first. So even our OEM partners, our Verizon partners, my goal is to always treat them how I'd want to be treated. If I want them to answer the phone, I need to answer my phone. Another one from back in the sports days was be quick, but don't hurry. You can always operate at a good speed, but if you're going so fast that you're starting to make errors, that's going to screw things up in a business relationship. So, Amber, what do you got? And then we'll dig into some questions with Mark.
Mine will probably be, say what you mean and mean what you say. Because even personally, I think that's helpful for me.
I like it. Yeah, that's one thing I definitely held to Halloween. I had a rep down in San Antonio that I told him, hey, this gets you over your goal. I'm going to make it happen. I think I was messaging my team the entire walk through neighborhood of trick-or-treating, of trying to get this closed for him. And we got it closed and got him the devices he needed, but I told him I'd do it, and I didn't stop till it got done. So to kick things off, Mark, the biggest thing is if you had to give us an elevator speech of just something that people are going to remember of some key points of Taoglas and what you guys do, what is kind of the differentiator of you guys versus the other big guys?
Well, one of the key differentiators is that we are the elephant in the room. We're not widely known in the channel, but when it comes to OEM, Taoglas is really a thought leader when it comes to RF products. And our website is such a powerful tool where you can go in and configure things right on a virtual board. And now that the channel division within Taoglas is stood up, and it's called Mobility and Infrastructure, we now focus more on external, which is what CTS and all the rest of the partners are used to. But from that standpoint, we do have some innovative products that are not offered across the board. For example, we have flexible PCB and like a rigid PCB line of antennas that really does highlight the fact that Taoglas does think outside of the box. And hold on, I'll grab one so you can see it.
And just so you know, Mark, we're always thinking of addressing Great Aunt Sally, who may not know anything about technology, of what the acronyms are, and as if we're just fresh babies out of the womb of the technology world.
So what I mean by that is a flexible PCB, as you can see, I'm taking this antenna and kind of rolling it around. So this is a cellular antenna. It's about the
Wow.
size of
Yeah.
a dollar, but it's a quick and easy way to bring cellular into the mix where you might not have the room to fit a traditional antenna. So that's what I mean by Taoglas. We do different things like that. We make invisible antennas, or antennas that you can see through that stick to glass. Um,
Hmm.
that was one of the reasons why I ended up making the decision to come over to Taoglas.
What are some go-to use cases versus products you've ended up recommending from a Taoglas side?
Sure. So I'll start off by saying that really what kind of drives uh, the antenna recommendation is how your end user, Dillon, wants it to look. So, depending upon the router, say we're dealing with a 7-in-1 router, well, we've got a multitude of options for that type of router that can cover all of those ports, your Wi-Fi, your cellular, your GPS. So it really all depends upon what the customer wants it to look like, right? And amongst other things, that, where they want to be from a price standpoint or perspective, and what we have in stock. There are all these variables that has to kind of have to take your ask and run it through that filter to see what would work best for you. Because in being a good partner is being able to be able to turn on a dime, work quickly but not in a hurry, so that we don't send them the wrong antenna. But it's also to make sure that we're getting everything that the customer is looking for as well. So,
And to kind of tee it off what you said by starting each kind of step, like usually where I dive in when Verizon brings me a use case of, hey, they're using it on a trailer. Okay, that automatically makes me think, do I want to bolt it onto a vehicle or a trailer, or do I want it magnetic? So those of you out there that might see your on the back of your SUV, one of those shark fin type or a block type looking circle for your car antenna, those are usually bolted on. It's got a cap on there and it's bolted on the bottom, or very seldomly it's magnetic. So it's, there's situations like that, or hey, no, this is just going on an office building. Okay, we just want it to pole mount to a bracket, or hey, we can't actually drill onto this building. Can we do an antenna inside to at least improve it, for 6 months while we're here? And that's where Taoglas comes in with their multi-mount, and it can suction cup to the inside of the window, because they're not allowed to mount something outside. So he makes a good point of always figuring out where you want it first, and then from there it's like, okay, what is the device that we're doing? Because I know, like if I was to give, I think going off the cuff here a little bit, like Mark, say I'm at a construction site, I'm using just a basic 4G, end hand ATEL cradle point device, but I also want Wi-Fi in the building, in the job trailer, but I also want it in the yard for my workers and my vendors delivering what have you. What's kind of a go-to recommendation you might send for those types of, partnerships that we get that come in and need something just as a rinse and repeat?
right. So first thing would be, how do you want to mount it? So if you want to do it on a pole mount, we definitely have brackets that can support any of our bolt mount antennas. If they don't want to put a pole up, well, we've got other types of adhesive, 3M adhesive antennas that can kind of stick to the wall or stick to the side of the trailer. They're IP rated for the weather. But yeah, that's where it would kind of start. And I would say for the bolt mount, I would go with our Synergy series antennas, where it has all those elements in it. It's got Wi-Fi, GPS, and cellular. So, and it goes up to 4 cellular, and there's a 2 cellular variant as well. So that would kind of be the go-to if you're looking for something that would be bolt mount but can also be pole mount. And if you wanted to just do an adhesive, I would say the Guardian series of antennas then again, we would dive a little bit deeper into, how well is the cell signal there, and
Yep.
things like that. And that also directs
And
the
I think that's a
recommendation.
key point, because everyone will always come in and they're like, it just needs an antenna. And it's like,
Right.
guys, all antennas are not created equal. The antenna that is in Amber's phone is not the same as the antenna that's in a tablet versus the antenna that's in a cradle point, or even antenna that's in an ATEL.
We kind of arrive at what would be best based upon all the elements that go in finding a solution for each and every project, right? So I'd say the easiest way for me to let you know what that is just hop on the phone and call Mark.
Got it. I will
So,
say that's exactly how I present myself to the Verizon teams. I say, look, I may think a different way. You may think this way. You may think free. I may think not free. Like, let's bridge our gaps together. Let's bring Amber in for a fresh insight to a technology solution. Let's make it easy on the customer so that they don't have to answer all these questions. We can figure out
right.
the best way and just give them that. There's no reason for us to give them, cheap, more expensive, most expensive. Give them better, best. So I know a fun
Absolutely.
one that we've worked on recently is, so many people are pushing towards portability, and they want to know what takes up the least amount of space. I think you know where I'm going with this, but what takes up small space, what decreases the footprint of a device. Probably one of my favorite products that you guys have that we keep in stock, but what is this product I'm speaking of, and what advantages would have to others?
Taoglas products, right?
You got it. And it
Would you
might
like to
go
see
on
it?
to something like this that we had a slight bake off for, but
Yeah.
these are the portable versions. So it could go towards one of these if absolutely needed by a customer. So I
Got
might
it.
go from something like this to something else.
How about this?
That is pretty crazy looking. So what do you have there, Mark? And what? Tell me why I would even pick those little guys over something else.
So those are called the TG66 series antennas, and
Very
they
original
cover.
name.
Yeah, that's those. That's the one product that we do not have like a little catchy name for yet.
Yep.
I'm sure that mobility and infrastructure will come up with something someday, but it's the TG66, and it gets you frequencies from 600 megahertz all the way up to 6 gigs, and they are tiny. They're very, very small. As you can see on this ATEL RE600, I'm showcasing both, obviously, the black and the white, which are the cellular antennas, and then the green on the side, those are your Wi-Fi antennas. So extremely powerful, very compact. Whenever I go to shows, I just, throw a whole bunch of those in my, in my shirt pocket, in my blue jeans, whatever. And there's always somebody asking for them. But they kind of put to shame those larger paddles that you were just showcasing. So I would say that is as small as it gets outside of, working with the flexible antennas.
Huge thanks to Mark from Taoglas and Amber, of course, for the assist. I could see a bake-off coming between Taoglas and another one of our fantastic partners, Parsec. But thanks again, Mark. We will get you a better background next time. We will figure that out on our end to give you flowers and things like that behind you.
Nice.
But to our listeners out there and our viewers, if you made it the full 15 minutes, thanks a lot. Maybe we should start dropping like a code word for like a discount code at the end to see if you guys are really listening. But
Yeah,
we'll
there
see
you
you next
go.
time.